atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed.
Don't never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they hurting inside. Don't you never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments, when you at that pain, when you at the bottom, know that you're gonna get back up. But you gotta believe it.
It took me 10 years to learn this, but I will teach it to you in 1 minute. 1, life waits for nobody. Get up every day and keep pushing through no matter what. 2, make sure you take good care of yourself. If something happens to you, the world will move on and you will fall behind. 3, if you don't work to build your dream life, someone will hire you to build theirs. 4, work in silence. Celebrate in private. People love to ruin things. 5, don't regret your past. Just learn from it and move on. 6, no one cares. Work harder to become better each day. 7, ignore advice from anyone who doesn't live the life you want to live. 8, rule over your emotions. A calm mind can handle any situation. 9, if you find someone better than you, don't hate. Ask them for advice and cooperate with them. 10, you're truly at peace with yourself when you mind your own business.
A man with no friends or a small circle. That's a man you don't mess with. He's learned the hard way. Quality over quantity. He doesn't need a crowd to feel powerful. His strength comes from within. While others chase approval, he walks alone by choice. He's seen the fake friends, the drama and the betrayal, and cut it all off. Now he stands in peace, untouchable. He doesn't need anyone to complete him. He's whole. The battle that matters, the one with himself.
Yes, sir. I know what it is, man. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. If you tuned in today, you are the resistance. If you tuned in, you are the Blac Pill. If you tuned in, you are the core. Shout out to all of you. This is the Blac Pill podcast. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. We in the building, man. Y'all know what it is. It's Friday. We came in a little late today. I wouldn't say technical difficulties. I was trying to figure out something with my computer, trying to learn new stuff. It's tough, man, when you kind of have a routine and then you try and incorporate new things into your routine. So, I was trying to learn some new stuff with this program. So apologies, but y'all know what it is. It's your boy BA. I'm in the building. Make some noise. Yes, sir. And today's subject is about the NFL draft. We're going to be covering, I guess, the first day of the NFL draft. I believe it's 2 or 3 days. I can't remember because I stopped doing sports until I get my money right. But we're going to cover the main event being Shedeur. I hope I'm saying his name right. Shedeur Sanders and his family stunned after falling out of the first round of the NFL draft. So we're going to discuss that. That's the main event. Before we get into that, let's see what's going on God's internet. Got some things I want to show you guys. First things first, congrats to Flo Millie and Gredit. Welcome their first child together. And also, y'all answered the poll in the chat. Shout out to Rumble. Shout out to YouTube. We in the building. Was Shedeur Sanders snubbed? Vote in the poll and tell us what you think in the comment section. I have no opinion really, so I want to see what you guys think. I'll form an opinion towards the end of the show. Anyways, let me see what else is going on here. Ye alleges that Playboy Cardi came to his hotel with a gun. So what? Everybody got guns, nigga. Everybody got guns. If you ain't got a gun, well, never mind. Let me not push that here. Anyways, EA has confirmed that Road to Glory will start in high school and CFB 26. That's cool. So I guess he'll start as a youngin' and, you know, work towards the NFL draft. That would be interesting. Shout out to the sports games. Judge speaks at the hearing for YNW Melly. Let's go to an Adam experience. Let's see what's popping off here. Here we go. Things we have to show you. A second woman has stepped forward and tried to sue Shannon Sharp for grape, claiming he allegedly raped and threatened to ruin her if she told of his heinous crime. Ninja.
What the hell, what?
Ninja. Gentlemen, are you watching? You see why I tell y'all what I tell y'all? Because all it takes is one, then everybody sees it as, or sees you as a payday, bro. They see you as a payday. So the sad part is, if someone raped me, I want them to go to jail. I don't want their money. I want you to suffer in jail. Yeah, well, everybody's not you, miss. Shout out to you, though. And that's not how it works when it comes to the court proceedings, but that's a wrap for Unc Shay Shay. He let a white woman F up the chicken. At this point, it got me questioning ish. Is R. Kelly and Bill Cosby and P. Diddy really guilty, or is it a black rich target movement going on? I know what you were trying to say, my ninja. I wouldn't say it's a movement, but there's something to be said about the fall of rich black men because, excuse me, I keep telling y'all, and I'm gonna keep harping on this because it is what it is. The rest of, you know, the black man and the black woman, shout out to Malcolm X, whoever you want to listen to, the black man and the black woman in America. Me personally, I refer to the whole diaspora. I know there's the whole FBA movement and all of that. I don't necessarily fall in line with the FBA completely, but I am an ally, and the reason why is just because it's a little bit extreme, and when it gets to that extreme view, it's starting. You're looking like, you know, you become the same thing that you dislike, which was the colonizer, if you will, right? But besides the point. You know, I love all my people all across the diaspora, but there's something to be said. And what it comes down to is the reason why these things keep happening in the black community is because we allowed people to shed a light on the black community and its problems, whereas everybody of all other communities protect their people. And what I mean by protect their people, I don't mean, oh, protect the predators or whatever the case may have. You know what I'm saying? Like when shit like this go down, it might pop off for 1 to 2 seconds. And then you don't hear about it. It's not pushed anymore. Whereas the black community, we shed a light on every issue that's going on with us, and we let people talk about it, have an opinion, whereas other communities defend their people. And a perfect example of that, I'm going to use George Lopez. Shout out to George Lopez. Shout out to George Lopez. He's the first person that came to my head. But George Lopez, I remember I seen this on the net, and then it just vanished, right? George Lopez made a comment about, you can't date black people because it was some, I'm gonna pull it up. It was some crazy stuff. You know, I used to watch this ninja coming up. Now I'm looking at this ninja like,
but what the hell, boy?
I'm looking at this ninja like, so this how you feel? I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see it. 1 second, because I gotta make the comparison so you can understand. I think it was something about dating. It was something about dating black people or something. My bad. Dating black people joke. It was very it wasn't this. So this was old George Lopez. Let me see. Where was it? It's not an old one. It was more recent when he had his hair like this. Let me see if I can find it. You might not be able to find it, and that's what I'm saying, where when there's something negative that goes on with another community, they shut that shit down. Whereas with us, we ain't shutting it down, we open it up. So we might not be able to find it. Let me see if this is it.
some rules on the fucking Latinos family. Don't marry somebody black. And don't park in front of our house.
See, look, so this was part of the joke right here. I'm gonna use this as the example. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, where they'll turn around and protect their community. We don't protect our community. So they squashed that shit they squashed it immediately. So right here, you can see in the comment to the right, I'm gonna read it to you, but I can't see the whole comment. But it says they edited it out. They edited it out what he really said. He said some wild shit. He said some wild, look, when I say, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I am a bit dramatic, okay? I admit that. I'm a bit dramatic. I have to kind of be for the show. But I'm telling you, this ninja said some wild shit. I was looking at him like, that sounded very hateful. It sounded hateful what he said, bro. And that's what I'm saying, where people of other communities do certain things and they're protected by their people, which I can respect, so that's why I'm not saying too much about it. I can respect it. But black people, one thing we got to do, we got to protect our own regardless. I'm not saying regardless of whether or not they're right or wrong, but unfortunately, the reality of the situation is, regardless of whether or not another community is right or wrong, they protect their people. Unless it's some wild shit like child, I can't even say it because we on YouTube. Shout out to Rumble though. Let me hit my buzzer. Can't say it because we on YouTube. But yeah, that's the whole situation. So we got another case. Hold on, I'm pulling up Instagram. We got another case right here. Where a second woman now has stepped forward and sued. It's just crazy. Like I said, bro, if I get money, bro, shout out to the court. When we get money together, Ninja, the motto of the court is we ain't telling nobody how we coming, bro. We keep that between the network, bro. If you ever talk about the type of money that we're all dealing with, and I'm saying everybody that's potentially going to be part of the court in the future, if y'all ever speak on it and you trying to be part of the court, bro, you will be excommunicated expeditiously, my ninja. Expeditiously, my ninja. Because these people out here starving for some free money, bro. That's the problem. Ninjas want free money. They don't want to work for it. You can't get free money, bro. You got to work, bro. Snowball effect. Snow bunnies line up. This is why the most successful men marry and settle down. True, all true. When one lie, all lie. Already knew that was coming. Once one files, many more will come. Pray for him. Yeah, bro, it's that situation. That's why I was telling y'all we got to, I don't know. And the crazy thing about it is, right, if you sit there and try and defend a ninja, and that's why it's tough, because it's every man for themselves. If you sit there and try and defend a ninja, like, hey, maybe he's not like that, we don't know what the facts are, the court of public opinion will turn around and say you're protecting this kind of behavior, or you're trying to justify this behavior. When the way I came up, and like I said, I was supposed to be a lawyer, what I learned when I was in school was you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. You're not just guilty because of court of public opinion or because somebody released something. Because we live in a time now where you can take a perspective and skew it. Watch this. I bet y'all think this real money, right? You think this is real money. I always use this money as an example. Guys, this is prop money. It looks more real now, right? The reason why it looks more real is because my coffee fell on it the other day, my ninja. The coffee fell on it the other day, but it looks more real. And that's what I'm saying, where you can take somebody's perspective now on social media and skew it. So look, this is prop money. This not no real $100 bill. Look, in prop we trust. It's backwards, but you know what I'm trying to say. And prop we trust. So look. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, bro. You could take an idea now and you can sell a perspective, and people aren't aware of that too much on social media. A lot of people take things on face value. So that's the whole problem with that. But I mean, it is what it is, man. We can't harp on Shannon forever because, you can't defend him. I don't know the ninja. When push come to shove, would he defend me? He probably wouldn't defend me. So I can't really say too much. I'm just saying, men, look at that as a learning lesson. Women, shout out to the ladies. If you have kids, if you have sons, you better show your sons this as a learning lesson because they need to know. Because if they don't know, your son can potentially become a target as well. All right. We got this ninja right here. Peter Guns. Shout out to Peter Guns.
Support.
And he says he's a lucky man who's never been on child support despite having 10 kids and 6 baby mamas. Hey, shout out to Peter Guns. This for the old folks. Look, this for the old folks. Ninja, I don't really know who this ninja is. His name just sounds mad familiar. But this for the old folks. Y'all know who he is. Y'all let us know who he is in the comments. Here we go.
Never been on child support. 10 kids, 6 baby mothers. Gotta know how to pick them, baby.
Gotta know how to pick them.
They know when you up.
You know what we say in Texas? You got to know when to hold them, and then you got to know when to fold them, okay? Yes, sir. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, like, I'm very, now, especially now, after seeing all the stuff that I see on social media, Shannon Sharp, Diddy, all these people, that shit kind of traumatized me. Not like I'm doing no shit. I don't even have the time to do anything, okay? I'm just trying to make my music go home. I barely even speak to my family. I have no time. But what I know is, it's like, bro, anybody could potentially put a case out on you. So I'm very skeptical of everybody. That's why I kind of keep the distance. I don't get too close to nobody. If you cool, you cool. I'm talking about if you come to me trying to clap me up, not trying to be rude, I'm gonna hit you with that Kevin Gates. I'm hitting you like this.
Boy, what the hell, boy?
And you gonna be like, oh damn, I'm trying to clap you up. I had a ninja say that to me. I'm like, bro, my hands dirty, bro. Oh, my hands dirty. Here you go. But yeah, I'm on edge with everybody, bro. Here we go.
You give the shirt off your back and you down, they understand. Not a bitch that's gonna go, you know what? Your Honor, I want him locked up because he ain't do. Yeah, I don't have that.
Lucky.
Great mothers, great women. I was fortunate. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the great women.
Hello.
Shout out to the great women. We love you guys.
Everybody ain't that lucky.
The solid women.
However, I know how to pick them, baby. Somebody say your guns worry about your child support. 20 years of age. I wouldn't. And I might be, I think, a year or two younger than Shannon Sharp. I'm not sure. I'm an old nigga, so I couldn't do it. However, I'm not going to even state my opinion on that. Other than that, it sounds a little money grabbish to me, you know. But when I say that, I get blasted for saying that. But those text messages he showed sound like a stick up.
Oh, yeah.
However, again, it's hard to feel sorry for people with money that make those kind of way too many girls out here that are dealing with that kind of shit. Gotta know how to pick them, baby.
Hey, man. Shout out to Peter Guns. I don't know who he is. I'm reading the comments, right? I don't know who he is. I'm reading the comments. Everybody like, don't listen to this ninja. Don't listen to this ninja. So I don't know what to believe no more. And we're going to get into Shedeur in a little bit. But we got this lady right here. Hey, I told y'all I'm in the A. What up, Austin? What up, Austin? Now, I've been telling y'all it's Looney Tunes, bro. I'm going to start showing y'all what goes on in the news. So supposedly, Austin is the safest city, one of the safest cities in the world, right? Or in the United States, at least. Very weird and very odd because we got the capital, or this is the capital. So we got, like, downtown, guys, we got it's like a brown White House. No bullshit. No bullshit. Brown White House. Yes. Well, I don't know if it's still brown, but last time I checked, it was brown. It's a brown White House that's out there downtown that you can go in and it's like, you know, we're the capital. So it's how it is. So hold on 1 second. I accidentally moved this shit. I didn't mean to move that. Let me put that down. Yeah, so we have Austin police have arrested a mortuary employee for allegedly conducting experiments on corpses and filing fraudulent death certificates. Ninja. Haven't I been telling y'all these ninjas out here loony, bro? Nobody want to listen to me, bro. Now I got some proof. This is a 50-year-old woman. So 50-year-old Adeline Bowie turned herself in but doesn't appear to be in custody according to jail records, but is now facing multiple felony charges. That is insane. This lady sitting here playing with dead bodies and experimenting on dead bodies. Ninja. This why I stay to myself. Ninjas wonder why look, it get real out here, bro. It get real out here. Do y'all hear me? It's real in the field. It's Looney Tunes everywhere, bro. There are Looney Tunes everywhere, and that's why I stay away from people. You got to show me you got some common sense. If you don't got no common sense, I'm going to be extra nice to you because I don't know where your head is at. Hey, what's up? Hey. And I hit them with that brother. Hey, I speak properly. Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. And then they sit there and try and talk to me. I'll be in my head like this.
Boy, what the hell, boy?
I'll be in my head like this. But on my face, in my head I'm like this, on my face I'm like this. Yeah. How's it going, man? And I just talk about some random bullshit that has no common sense behind it. No common sense. I remember this dude started talking to me. He started talking to me about AI, Ninja got mad at me, and Ninja started saying, yeah, you know, I feel like AI is trying to control people, but I won't let them control me. I looked at that Ninja like, I'm like, bro, I'm not the AI, bro. You should have seen it. I'm not describing it right, but y'all should have seen it, bro. That Ninja was tripping, bro. He was talking about putting devices in your head and all kind of weird shit. We have school police officers. Is it school police officers? End up what? They have fighting females turn on cops, pulling one officer's hair while smacking another. This is a fight that broke out at a SoCal high school, which ended with school police officers coming under assault themselves. Thoughts on this chaotic scene? Shout out to Coach Greg. He said if they would have shot them, y'all would be marching and burning ish all summer. Yes, sir. Shout out to these police officers for not drawing their guns, but them kids should get charges, bro. You can't assault police officers, especially if they doing their job properly. Here we go. Oh, disclaimer, this is gonna be a bit explicit. I think. I didn't watch it. Here we go. We're watching it together in real time. Here we go. Oh. The privilege is insane, bruh. The privilege is insane. Ninja, why do I know that if I was to do some ish like that, them ninjas would have dropped me so quick? What are we talking about, bruh? Man. Yeah, shout out to the women. If you behave like this, I stay away from you, bro. Cause I envision myself ending up in handcuffs because of you acting like this. So shout out to them ghetto women. I love them ghetto women. I love them hood rats. I'm saying excerpts from my songs, but if you can't act accordingly in public, now these are young girls, of course, so they, you know, they'll give them every excuse in the book. They don't know how to handle their emotions and all of that. But had one of them ninjas popped off with one of them, you know, with a glizzy, ninjas would be up in arms tweaking like that wasn't how you should have handled the situation. Mind you, they're hitting a police officer. So to everybody that's going to justify that, I'm always going to say this. If you hit a police officer, what would you expect to happen? Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? What the hell, boy? Crazy shit. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, shout out to the police officers for doing their jobs. They did the right thing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Why they didn't call back up, bro? Look at this shit. Yeah, even though I'm a police officer, I'm pressing charges on all you ninjas. What are we talking about? Because you just violated so many laws. But then again, I don't know, because these are school police officers, right? These are school police officers. But as far as I know, as kids, you cannot do that. As people, you can't do that. So I'm pressing charges against your mom since your mom allowed this behavior to happen. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro, that's why I stay away from Looney Tunes out here. People don't know how to control themselves. All right, so we have interesting points from DJ Academics as we go on with the show. Like I said, the main event is about Mr. Sanders. Shout out to Coach Prime. Shout out to Coach Prime. The main event is about Shedeur. I don't know how to pronounce his name. We'll say Shedeur. The main event is about Shedeur Sanders and whether or not he was snubbed. So like I said, y'all answer that poll in the chat. So far, we got one person saying, yes, he was 100% snubbed. Please let us know why you think that. But we got interesting AK points. So DJ Academic, shout out to DJ AK. DJ AK has came out and said that, that Stephen A. Smith's Stephen A. Smith defended Jay-Z when he was sued by Tony Busby. Now that his partner Shannon Sharpe is being sued by the same lawyer, Stephen is hesitant to defend him and even criticize Shannon. And let's hear what he has to say, and then I'll give my take on it. Here we go.
That woman came out against Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Stephen A. Smith vehemently said that woman was not telling the truth and actually defended. Remember that. Defended Jay-Z.
Facts.
But a nigga he do a show with all the time. A nigga who is, that's Uncle Shay Shay. The unmitigatable.
What?
When it came time for you.
But what the hell?
He don't like that. Just remember that.
Stephen A., he didn't stand with Shannon Sharpe like he stood with Jay-Z. When he heard about Jay-Z, he said, the guy I know, this is not true. When it came to
Now, I'm gonna start with DJ AK and then we'll listen to Mace. I understand what you guys are saying. Personally, I feel like the reason why he didn't stand with Shannon is because it's too close to home, if you catch my drift. So Jay-Z and Stephen A. Smith don't work with each other. So it's a different kind of conversation when you work with a ninja, like you guys work right next to each other, versus somebody you know, friends. And at the same time, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe may be friends. But in this instance, they have stuff that came out, whereas with Jay-Z, they didn't have any actual proof of things that came out. In this instance, they have text messages, they have audio recordings of stuff, whether or not these things were fabricated, whether or not they were cut up and edited to sound a certain way, which is very easy to do. I've done it on my stuff. I've done like a certain kind of work for people where I've had to fix the audio or chop up audio. It's very easy to do, people. It doesn't take too long to do. When I say it's very easy, you can chop up an audio to make it sound a certain way. It's very easy and it's very doable. That's why I hope they subpoena her phone and go through all her shit and make sure she didn't try to play this ninja. That's what they supposed to do. And that's what Shannon Sharpe, like I said, Shannon, if your people, your lawyers listening, tell them to subpoena that phone, all the messages of all the people she texted, see what she was talking about, because they can prove that she was lying if they do so. But yeah, you can chop up audio and shit and make audio sound a certain way based off of the pauses and where you move each piece of the voice over. So yeah, but yeah, I think what it is with Stephen A. Smith is it's too close to home. I think it's too close to home, so he can't defend him the way he would like to, because his job may potentially be put in jeopardy as well. And you can't mess up the bag just because you want to defend your homie. Here we go.
Yeah, and he was like, I wasn't there.
Yo, in a nutshell, yeah.
I gotta keep it ecstatic, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't there for Jay-Z neither. Word, you wasn't there for Jay-Z. You were not there for Jay-Z, but you went out on a limb because of the character of guy you know. So I'm not saying that you're wrong for that. I'm saying I would have thought that the same standard.
Look, right here. This comment said the same thing. There wasn't video or audio evidence in Jay-Z's situation, just accusations. This accusation or this situation has audio and videos. It's hard to defend that indubitably. So you see what I mean?
Now, let me speak a little bit more to this. Let's call a spade a spade. You see, everybody, this is why I say all these motherfuckers phony.
Here's another good point right here. Shout out to this comment right here. The difference is Shannon offered $10 million for someone to stay quiet, whereas Jay-Z offered nothing. Only guilty people try and give you hush money. Kind of facts, but like I said, it's easier to pay somebody to keep things out of the tabloids than pay more money and then go through the trauma of going through civil litigation. It's not fun to go sit in court and be on deposition. People ask you about everything you did because it makes you feel like everything you do is illegal. Like, bro, they ask you insane shit. I've been in a deposition multiple times, bro. They ask you all type of shit and ask you why'd you do that, and then they'll lead you down. Like the questions are, imagine if you were doing psychotherapy. That's basically how a deposition works. Shout out to anybody who's done psychotherapy. I've never actually done psychotherapy. But I've heard about it. Like, you know, they make you close your eyes and shit, or like imagine like hypnotization. They make you close your eyes and shit and lead you a certain way. This the same thing except your eyes are open. So they'll ask you questions to lead you to their conclusion. And when they lead you to their conclusion, if you accidentally say yes, they're going to be like, so you lie or whatever. And they're going to turn it on you when it's like, that's not the conclusion you wanted. You're just going with what they said because they're asking you yes or no questions and they're trying to confuse you. And that's really what they do. That's how they work. That's how the lawyers do that shit. So, I mean, hey.
Why you got no friends in this industry? People are always trying to judge a situation, wondering if you're completely done.
Stephen A., he did.
Hold on. We got more, folks.
On the other hand,
was that it?
Didn't stand with Shannon Sharp like he stood with Jay.
Hold on. We're going to pull it up on TikTok. And yeah, man, you ain't got no friends in this industry. That's why I understand business is business. It is what it is. It sucks because you kind of got to be cutthroat, but it's the only way you're going to eat. And that's why ninjas wonder why I ain't giving out that much stuff for free no more, because I got to be cutthroat in this industry, because ninjas was taking this ish for free and acting like I was doing them a disservice by trying to help them. So now everybody got to pay, bro. Sorry. Not sorry. I ain't sorry. Academics. Shannon Sharp Mace. Here we go. We'll start with Mace.
And for him to offer 10 million says that there might be some truth to this, because I'm not offering nobody no 10 million if I know I didn't do anything. Facts. And I think the only reason that 10 million didn't work, Killer, I want to know how you feel about this. I think the 10 million didn't work because the pimp need his cut. You know, just allegedly.
This is for entertainment purposes only, and allegedly, like he said, I have no dog in this fight. That's just what they said. We just covering it because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Shannon Sharp is a prominent figure with a lot of money. Here we go.
I'm not saying there is a pimp, right? Let me give you. It's just an idea. This is just an idea, right? So if there's a pimp, right? Why y'all keep laughing? I know this is why they flew me back in. They wanted to know my take. But listen, all jokes aside, if the girl said I want 10, this may be the lawyer, right? Just hypothetically, all of these things, right?
Now look, he's gonna say the same thing I've been saying. Shout out to everybody who's been disliking our videos. It's like I'm not the one saying it. It's just common sense, guys. It's common sense. Here we go.
And the guy who put her on to Shannon was like, you didn't even know him. I put you on him. You didn't even know who that was. You was asking about college.
Asking about college.
Yeah, this is your Thurgood Marshall right here. Him right there. For real? Yeah, that nigga worth a lot of money. You know how guys be, and they pushed her on her. And then she said 10. And he was like, 10 is my 10. You got to put in your number for yourself. That don't have nothing to do with mine. 10 is mine. That's what we discussed.
So who would be the pimp in the situation? And that's what you got to ask yourself. And I'm not saying no names, but hypothetically, who would be the pimp in the situation? I want you guys to think about that. Here we go.
I'm telling you, I ain't been out the streets that long. I know this is how peace thinks.
And we all know who the pimp is. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to be sued, but here we go.
You know what I'm saying? And if somebody's watching this and you know that behavior, you just put it in the chat and say it's Mace lying. And then another thing I want to look at in this whole entire case, right? I heard something about 50 or 25,000 a cheek.
25,000 a cheek.
That's what she texted him. She need 25,000 per cheek.
What are you doing with a cheek to pay 25? I hope all of this is untrue. If it is true, then they gotta do something about this. If ESPN can endure this, then they should give guys like Paul Pierce his job back. They should give Matt Barnes his job.
And this is probably why Shannon probably not gonna get his job back, bro.
But what the hell, boy?
Because everybody's opinions, based off of these opinions, everybody's saying that Shannon Sharp shouldn't keep his job because he violated whatever, bro. He violated. That's it. Here we go.
Job back.
Yep.
And even Michael Irvin, our own Michael Irvin, should get his job back.
Yeah.
If people are not just gonna, honor what they supposed to honor, to me, I believe that he should keep his job if he's innocent. But if he's guilty and ESPN keeps him, then ESPN need to give all those people their job back. But I don't really know how this is going to turn out.
That's very true.
And I saw, all I saw really was the interview with Stephen A. when he was speaking of it. And I was watching it very carefully, Killer.
Stephen A. said something about this already?
Yeah, because Stephen A., he didn't stand with Shannon Sharp like he stood with Jay-Z. And
it's like I said, because they don't want to risk their job, because everybody done lost their job about some shit like this. Why would I risk my job? That puts food on my table, bruh. Here we go.
He heard about Jay-Z. He said, the guy I know, this is not true. When it came to Shannon, he was like, I wasn't there.
Yo,
in a nutshell,
gotta keep it static,
you gotta protect the money, bro. You gotta protect the money.
Because he wasn't there for Jay-Z neither. You wasn't there for Jay-Z.
You gotta
was
protect
not
the money,
there
bro.
for Jay-Z, but you went out on a limb because of the character of guy you know. So I'm not saying that you're wrong for that. I'm saying I would have thought that the same standard would be there, right? If for a guy you work with every day.
Nope, you guys are just work buddies, and that's the thing. But shout out to Mace for that little breakdown. Y'all let us know what y'all think. It's like I said, bro. Yeah, bro, you gotta protect yourself out here, bro, because as a man, ain't nobody gonna take up for you. Except your family, maybe, and even then your family might turn on you as well. So hey, it is what it is. Let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to show you guys? Excuse me. I wanted to show you guys before we get into the main event. Let me see. I got hiccups. Oh, I don't know the validity of this, but shout out to President Trump. President Trump just signed an executive order that pushes AI education into the United States school system starting as early as kindergarten. Smart move. Smart move. China did it. Very smart move. China did it. The order directs federal agencies to support AI-focused curricula, train teachers, and set up new learning pathways from K through 12 all the way to the workforce. Federal grants will be used to help schools train teachers to both use AI tools and teach students how AI works. States are also being encouraged to build out AI apprenticeships and vocational tracks for older students. A new White House AI education task force will oversee the rollout. Some see this as a necessary step to keep the United States competitive. Others worry about what it means to introduce AI in the classrooms this early. What are your thoughts? What it means is we're watching the beginning of the end, guys. I mean, I told you we've been living in the best time to be alive. And yeah, the same way social media dominated us, imagine this is what social media was when social media started. And AI will dominate us in the future. The same way social media dominates our lifestyle now, AI and robots will dominate us in the future. Remember, you heard that here first on the Blac Pill podcast. It's the truth. It's the truth. You know the motto we live by: smoke, mirrors, and truth. Take the Blac Pill and see for yourself. Let's see what the comments say. He has no idea what he's signing. Guess what? China did it too, bro. So we have no choice. Ensuring the workforce of the future is confirmation that school is simply a training ground for a labor force rather than a genuine intellectual endeavor. Facts. He's just copying China at this point. We got no choice. Children at that age definitely need more screen time. It doesn't matter what you think, because guess what? China did it. We have to stay number one, guys. Americans right now be like, China does this, let's do it. Nothing wrong with it. His mates all have stock in AI, so glad they're all gonna make billions and billions and billions from this. Yeah, guys, like I said, AI is gonna make millions and millions of millionaires as well. So pay attention to what's going on around you. Anything else? No, that's it. Let's get into the main event. My stomach is cooked. My stomach is cooked right now. And like I said, man, y'all like what we doing right here, man. Hit that like button. So the main event time. Let's get it. All right, so Shedeur Sanders and family stunned after falling out the first round in the NFL draft. We all didn't expect this. For those of you who like football, this is for you. Let me play my thing. 1 second. Let me play my thing. Face him, not face him. Let me see where it is. Where is it? 4. 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. I gotta find it. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Where is it? Diddy 3 2 1 or 3. Here we go. Let's get it. Main event time. Yes, sir. Main event time. All right, so yeah, like I said, Shedeur got snubbed in my eyes, but I don't know because I don't watch too much football. What do you guys think? We're gonna pull up TikTok and then we're gonna pull up Instagram first, then TikTok, and let's see what's popping off. Let me go to Insta. Do I have anything on it on Insta? Let me see. Here we go. So we have Shedeur speaking on not being drafted in the first round. Here we go.
We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. Legendary.
Ooh. All right, good response. Good response. Shout out to the young legends. Hey, man. The older generation, we see you and, it puts a smile on our face. We see some form of hope for the future, right? At least in this case, the NFL future. So I heard from a blue bird that supposedly he didn't have good etiquette when he was being interviewed or whatever. And they said he was the worst interview. Some bullshit. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's bullshit. We about to find out. That's why we got to go to TikTok. And y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. So far, we got a bunch of votes saying, yeah, he was snubbed. He was snubbed. Can you guys tell us why he was snubbed? Because I see people in the comments talking about he wasn't that good and all this stuff. I haven't been watching. Y'all know I got my own life. I do what it does here. So shout out to the greats trying to make it in their way. I'm trying to make it within my own right. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Let me pull it up because I'm going to show you guys what they said in the comments. 1 second. Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy said raw or condom, be honest. Yo, Jimmy, I'm tired, bro. I'm not in the mood to play with you. You about to get blocked, bro. Use your head. You got one more time to put it, Jimmy, and then you finna get blocked, bro. And I ain't playing. All right, so look. All right, you see Jimmy just got himself blocked. Or what's the word? Jimmy got put in timeout. He's in timeout now for 24 hours. Jimmy just got put in timeout for 24 hours. Let me see. 1 second, y'all. I hate when people do that to the show. Like, it's all fun and games till it ain't. How do I put this ninja in timeout? We better put this ninja in timeout. Hold up, guys. When people try and mess up the show, hide user on this channel. Shout out to Doc Holliday. So Doc Holliday said, 1 second. Doc Holliday said he was average. He was riding the coattails of his star wide receiver dad that got drafted in the first round, or his star wide receiver that got drafted in the first round. Okay, so let's see. So the comments say they did it because he's black. I don't care what nobody say. That was dumb. Come on, bro. What are y'all talking about, bro? Shout out to Leon. Leon said he's going to be okay. It was the team's preference, nothing to do with his skill. Better he goes somewhere that's the best fit. All right, I'm fucking with that. Tom Brady went since 6th round. All right, look, so we're going to start like this, bro. We're going to pull up his highlights because I don't really watch. I haven't seen the ninja, so y'all got to let me know if he's actually raw. They said that was cold. There's no way you could tell me that he wasn't snubbed, but he's built for this. He's going to prove it on every team. First off, shout out to Coach Prime, everybody. Shout out to Coach Prime. We got to start there. Ninja the GOAT. Let's pull up his highlights, guys. And there's probably too much people in the comments to keep up with. Shout out to Facts on Facts. It said it wasn't the fact that he's not a good player. He just wasn't needed yet. Linemen were almost half the first round. Those teams need what they need. He'll probably go to second early. We'll see what happens tonight, right? Is tonight the second round? I'm pretty sure tonight's the second round. Let me pull up TikTok real quick. And let's look at this ninja's highlights. And shout out to the youngin', like I said. Shout out to everybody trying to make it, bro. If you play football, you know what it is. I used to play ball. I played football, basketball, track, swimming. So I understand. I know what it is. Let me see. Shedeur Sanders. Let's look at his highlights first. Let me see. Highlights. Let's see if this ninja really good. Pull up his highlights on the biggest stage of the all in the bowl game. Let me see. Hold on. We're going to pull it up. Let me see this one right here.
Sean blitz. Sanders. Free play. Down the sideline. Caught. Touchdown. Whoa. Sanders taking a shot. Got a man. Woo. Move service, touchdown! Hunter! It's one of the changes this year in college football. Shedeur Sanders over the middle of the field. Horn on the catch at the other end. The connection and
Okay.
Second and 4. Sanders again fires. End zone. Hunter caught it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's straight from what I see.
22. Big 12 opener comes down to this play. Sanders gets the feet set toward the end zone for the game. And yes! Caught by Worcester! Just like 1994!
Okay. All right, so shout out to Doc. So Doc said pull up his highlights on the biggest stage of All in the Bowl game last winter. So let's pull it up. Hold on. Bowl game. Let's see if we can pull it up. Here we go. The Alamo Bowl 2024. We're in 2025. I'm assuming that's the game you're referring to. Here we go.
2 years of Colorado. Sanders on 3rd and 3 in trouble. Batty back there. Sanders gets out of there. Finally goes down back near the 28-yard line.
Oh, so I guess Doc was trying to refer to all his bad situations or not so hot games. Here we go.
For Sanders. Pressure up the middle, in trouble again. Sacked, and the ball comes out. Free ball, still loose. Colorado, I think, got it back at the last second. Wide open as DeMooney almost 2 years of Colorado.
Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I want to see more of his highlight. We're going to look up one more video of his highlights. Well, real quick, let's see his dad, him and his dad. I hate when they put that music, bro. So, yeah, shout out to Prime. I wonder if we can see Prime in his prime. No pun intended. But, yeah, Shedeur Sanders bowl game. I guess he messed up. Let's see. We're going to look up best highlights. Best highlights. Shout out to Doc. Doc said in the video, in the Valero Alamo Bowl, Shedeur Sanders completed 69.6% of his passes, hitting 18 out of 26 attempts. He threw for 282 yards and a touchdown with 1 interception. The game was a 36-14 loss. Who lost, though? I guess Shedur's team lost, 36-14. You guys have to remember, too, it's always stats. Like, it's good. Stats are good. But you have to remember, guys, this is the entertainment industry. And we're all just entertainers. Y'all ever heard that song with Jay-Z and I think Justin Timberlake? Holy Grail. We're all just entertainers. We're all just entertainers, guys. So you can do all these things and have all these highlights, and that's fire. But you got to entertain. People got to want to see you there. You got to be able to sell tickets. If you can't sell tickets, people don't want you there. Now, from what I can see, based off of reactions, people want this guy there, okay? They want him there because of who he is. It's like the best way I can describe it, and that's why I say nepotism starting to become more prevalent. It's like the Ball brothers. Shout out to LiAngelo. Shout out to Jello. Shout out to LaMelo. And shout out to Lonzo. Almost same kind of thing here. Here we go. 1 sec.
The Big 12 opener comes down to this play. Sanders gets the feet set toward the end zone for the game. It is caught by Weston. Route and all rushing from one side. The Big 12 opener comes down to this play. Sanders gets the feet set toward the end zone for the game.
One thing I can say, the Ninja got an arm, though. He got an arm. So I'm gonna pull up what I was telling you guys about earlier. ESPN Sanders interview. They said something about his interview etiquette not being good. I gotta find it. Let me see. I want to be able to find it. It's none of these ninjas. Hold on.
Ken O'Brien, right? Joe Montana went in the 3rd round. Kurt Warner, undrafted free agent.
Yo, what's wrong with these people in this music, bro? These people be tweaking, bro.
What the hell, boy?
Jesus. Y'all heard that, bro? That sounded just like noise, bro. That was noise. All right, I'm going to try and pull up the video. Hopefully it don't mess up the stream. I'm going to pull up the video on Google. Hold on, I got you guys. 1 second. So you guys can see what I was talking about, because I'm a little bit confused. Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, I had to look up how to pronounce that ninja name. Let me see. News. Stunned after falling out of the first round. All right, so the videos from this website right here. Shout out to what are these people? Shout out to Fox News. Let's play it. Let me make sure you guys can hear it. 1 second. Advanced audio properties. All right, you guys should be able to hear it. Here we go. 1 second, y'all bear with me.
He's automatic from the 40.
Oh, you know they gotta hit you with that commercial. Here we go.
Okay, so this came out. Oh boy, I can hear all the young media sycophant fanboys freaking out over this. Tom Pelissero.
And y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments, bro. And keep answering the poll in the chat. Here we go.
NFL Network apparently wrote an article on Shedeur Sanders. Said a lot of good stuff, but there were multiple people who did not like Shedeur Sanders' attitude. Now, this is a story now because Shedeur Sanders, over the last week to 2 weeks, we've heard about him dropping in the draft. One of the quotes in the story was, "The worst formal interview I've ever seen in my life. Horrible body language, blames teammates. Biggest thing is he's just not that good," an assistant NFL coach told Pelissero.
And this is where I just made the comment. I put that in the YouTube. Shout out to Rumble. I think he's a good kid. He seems a bit shy. Like, he's confident in himself, but I don't know. Like, I remember when I was younger, I was very bold. I was very bold. I can see that he doesn't seem to be too bold like that, and that's okay. I feel like sometimes we too hard on the kids, bro. Like, yeah, he's a young. I don't even know how old is this ninja. How old is he? I don't know how old is he. Shout out to Leon. He said he has to sell himself. So when Peyton said, "You either draft me or I will spend the next 20 years beating your team," facts. That's the thing. So I don't know if he knows that he has to do that, because remember, he has his dad, so he might think, okay, me and my dad are finna work something out or whatever. But you're right, he does have to realize that he has to sell himself, because you got to sell tickets. Like I said, guys, we're all entertainers. So this is the entertainment industry. Football, sports news, whatever, we're trying to entertain. So you got to be able to sell. People have to want to buy your jersey. People have to want to come see you, and that's on you to do that. You got your dad and stuff. Your family can't really do that for you. They can only go so far. You got to kind of like go the last leg of that and seal the deal and finish the sale, as they would say. Here we go.
It didn't go great in our interview. He wants to dictate everything, what he's going to do, and it kind of makes you feel small. So listen, interviews do matter a little bit.
And see, that's what I'm saying. That's why sometimes it's hard to deal with people, bro, because it's like, what do you mean? It's like they said that he had poor body language, he wasn't able to speak up, and then now in the next statement they turn around and say he kind of wants to dictate everything. So which is it? Because that's like two sides of the same coin. That just made no sense, bro. Y'all know what a contradiction is? That sounds like a contradiction. Shout out to Leon. Leon said he's an easy target. His dad not a factor now. It's all a narrative and it's exhausting. And that's what goes back to what I keep telling you guys. It's about the story, guys. It's always about the story, and that's why it's kind of tough. Once you wake up to it, like Leon said, it becomes exhausting, because it's like, damn. Like, for example, y'all seen, if y'all seen the stream earlier, I was talking about Shannon Sharp. The reason why it's annoying what's going on with Shannon Sharp is because everybody's pointing a light on him, because it sells. The story sells. So everything that comes out, whether it's good or bad, majority of the time it's going to be bad. That's what sells. So they rather do the bad instead of do the good. Here we go.
For quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield, I was told, was so good in his interviews. He had so much football knowledge. He had such great energy, great eye contact, sense of humor. People were blown away with Baker Mayfield in the interview. He was good on the whiteboard, funny, confident, without arrogant. So
hey, so look, and this is another thing too, for the youngins that find their way to my page, I want to play ball. Y'all take this game, bro. This free game for you, okay? Free game for you ninjas. This some free game. So look, you see how they discuss it, like interview, like this is a job, guys. Yeah, you think, the youngins, like where I used to stay at, shout out to Florida, Miami-Dade, born and raised. Shout out to Opelika. It's some cold ninjas out there in Opelika that can play. Ninja, when it comes to that interview, remember, this is a job. Like, you think it's all good. Ninjas be talking about, I'm going to the league. I'm going to the league. Ninja, this is a job. You got to sit there and like Leon said, you got to sell yourself. If you don't sell yourself, they won't pick you for the job. It don't matter how good you are. Well, you have to be cold, bruh. You would have to be cold for them to pick you, bro, because it's a job. They can always take somebody else and work with somebody else. And at the same time, you got to find a way to make yourself presentable and easy to work with. So in this case, based off of what they said, it makes it seem like this ninja think he know everything and he's going to be tough to work with. Shout out to Leon. He said Baker held his nuts at the Kansas sideline, but he's not arrogant. It is what it is. Hey, bro. Like I said, gentlemen, are you guys listening? Is this thing on? Are you guys listening? Gentlemen, you have to sell yourself in this world. If you don't, nobody's going to sell you for you. Here we go.
My takeaway on this is, yeah, this is part of being a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, read Ian O'Connor's book. Why did he drop in the draft? Aaron came across as too cocky. It matters.
It does matter, guys. I had a lot of people used to hate on me. My cousins used to tell me this all the time. They used to say these three things. They used to say I was very cocky, arrogant, and conceited. But I put in work like that, and that's why I used to feel like I could talk like that. Then life humbled me. I'm still the same way now, but I'm more reserved with it because you can't you can't drop your nuts on everybody. Not everybody can handle a kind of person that's confident in themselves. The reality of the situation is, unfortunately, we live in a world where a lot of people are not confident in themselves. So you can come off as cocky just because you're confident in yourself. Even after all the work you put in, you'll come off as cocky if you don't know how to say your words or articulate your words properly to other people. Because you might be saying one thing and they might be hearing another thing. So that's why, gentlemen, like I said to the young men too, y'all got to be mindful how you present yourself. A lot of times, more confident you are, more you're going to start to appear cocky. You got to be mindful what you say to people because you don't know how people are going to react. And always kind of err on the side of caution is what I always say. Excuse me. Shout out to Leon. He said Aaron was right, though. He's smarter than most OCs in the league. Facts. Hey, that might be true. But like I said, it is what it is, bro. We're going to finish the video. Hold up.
I can just already see the fence being built to protect Shedeur Sanders, who I like. But the scouts, they're not just making stuff up. Coaches don't make stuff up. Remember we were warned about Kyler Murray's attitude? Yeah, they were right. Cam Newton's ego? Johnny Manziel's focus?
You see what I'm saying,
Josh
y'all?
Rosen could stay healthy.
You see what I'm saying now?
Arrogance.
Y'all see what I'm saying, right? So that's the thing, gentlemen. When y'all go, any job you're doing, whatever you're doing at whatever level, shout out to everybody getting that money, okay? Whatever you're doing at any level, football, basketball, football, like soccer, whatever you're doing, baseball, bro, y'all got to present yourselves in a way that you're willing to open up, work with them. You want to grow with them. That's the main thing. You got to be willing to grow with them. Shout out to Leon. Leon said Aaron dropped and Lamar dropped, and they both were the best QBs in their draft class. Hey, bro. Hey, I don't even know, bro. I don't know how they do the y'all gotta explain to me how they do the how do they do the system? Like, I don't really know the system of how they pick who gets the first. Is it the same thing like basketball where they get the first draft and all that stuff, depending on the coin flip or whatever? I don't know how it works. So I don't know how they pick. I don't know how they base it. I'm assuming they base it off of more than just the stats. I know the stats matter, but I'm feeling like it's more than just the stats. I know it's the combine and all that, but other than that, I think it's also who you are as a person now, because it's a different time now. You know, people are a little bit more soft. So I think now it's about who you are as a person. Can you grow with a team? Can you have longevity on a team? That's what I think the coaches are looking at right now. You said sorry teams first. We're going to play this video.
Yeah, they were right on all those. And now people say, what about CJ Stroud? Oh, boy. People like CJ Stroud. They said his comp was Jared Goff. Super accurate. Doesn't get hurt. Doesn't move a ton. That's not a bad comp. Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl. Okay, and the other thing was, there's a new test out. It's called an S2 evaluation. It's just more information.
You see what I'm saying?
It doesn't mean it's foolproof. CJ Stroud did not do well on it. Bryce Young had an amazing through-the-roof score. So obviously it doesn't just equal wins, but it's more information. It's a cognitive test, and people think it's better than Wonderlic. It's really good with quarterbacks. You still need a left tackle and a good coach.
You see what I'm saying, y'all? So they got certain little tests, but shout out to Leon. Leon said the sorry teams go first in terms of the draft. Okay, makes sense. That makes sense. But it's like I said, bro, Yeah, bro. I told y'all they got a little test that they doing shit just to determine like what kind of person you are. It's like what do they call them tests? Like, you know, when you get a job and you got to do the I forget what it's called. Y'all got like this test. You get a test when you go on a job. You get this little test or whatever that you have to answer like somewhat. What is it? Somewhat agree, somewhat disagree, undecided. It's like that, I think. And that's how they kind of determine, okay, this is the type of person you are. Because, you know, guys, this is millions of dollars they dealing with. So they trying to make sure to build the best team to win millions of dollars and win the championship. Shout out to Leon. Leon said, teams pick players off who they can control most. Players won't be with the coach that drafted them after 3 years, nor the GM. It's bullshit. Wonderlic test and this new test. Yeah, bro. And I didn't even know about the new test until just now. I just found out about that. But that's what I'm saying, where now they do this little personality shit and all this weird stuff. I ain't know about all this stuff. I just knew the combine. All right, NFL preseason. Boom. You know, draft, NFL preseason. That's all. That's just how it was. And football was big where I'm from. Like, where I stay at in Miami, football's big. Shout out to the Dolphins. Football's big. I used to play on my team at my park. It was big, but I never got into it like that because I had got we was doing a scrimmage one time in practice, and like I'm a big dude. I'm not that big now. I'm trying to lose weight, but I'm a big dude. I'm like 6'1", 259 right now. And I used to play when I was 12 years old. I used to be a big dude. So, you know, I had a bunch of coaches trying to talk to my dad, and I was playing on a team with a bunch of 15-year-olds. No bullshit. So one time in scrimmage, I was running. I got hit and I got the wind knocked out of me. And after I got the wind knocked out of me, my dad was like, nah, we ain't doing that no more. So then I started really going back into basketball and track and all that. But yeah, bro, they got these new tests and shit. And like I said, to the youngins that's trying to make it in the game, bro, y'all got to peep game about this. Also, y'all got to start running footage. Make sure y'all got footage of yourselves. Use social media to market yourself, bro. Here we go.
And a good coordinator and a good owner and a good general manager, but it's just more information. So this article has a ton of nice things about Shedeur Sanders. It says a bunch of nice stuff. But there are a couple people that say it comes across as cocky. And I've said this, and I said this about Caleb Williams. Over the next 2 to 3 years, you got to be very careful, I believe, in judging a kid's confidence as an NFL scout. Because they're all getting paid now. They're all millionaires coming into the game.
You see that?
Some of those kids have...
Gentlemen, that's why I say, gentlemen, you guys are living in the best time right now. See, us... Bro, ninjas would look if coming into the NCAA, you know, whatever, if coming into trying to play sports, if I could have told my parents that I would get paid to play while I was in college, bro, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now, bro. My parents probably would have went all in helping me do that, because you guys got to understand, I got big ass legs. Like I said, my body is built for the football stuff. I got the body for it. You should see my cousins. I'm actually small. My cousins like 6'4", 6'5", 300-pound monsters. I'm trying to tell y'all. And yeah, we would have went all in with that, but they wasn't paying. So y'all so lucky. Shout out to the younger generation. They paying y'all to become millionaires before you step into the game, bro. Crazy. Here we go.
Had money. Some of those kids have not had money. But
lucky,
last
bro.
year's class, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and especially Caleb Williams, he was the first quarterback ever drafted that was richer than any of the scouts that interviewed him. I mean, he had a better net worth before he signed a contract with the Bears.
You see that,
so
bro?
The kids have money now.
Damn, shout out to the young generation. Damn. Was I born into the wrong generation?
What the hell, bro?
Come on, bro. Damn. Niggas trying to scrape for pennies. Niggas getting millions of dollars to do their dream, bro. Play ball. Damn. I tore my ACL, my MCL, so it's too late now. But damn, back in the day, damn. Boy, I should have talked to the football coach and said, F it, this is what I need to do. Ninja, shout out to all the men listening to me. Men, if you can convince your kid to play baseball, if not baseball, let's say you want him to play football. Listen to me, bro. Hear me out. Let me pitch something to you. Are y'all listening? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? And I know women listen too. Ladies, are you in here?
Hello.
Ladies, listen, bro. If you can convince your kid to become a punter, bro. A punter alone makes 300 bands a year. Ninja. A ninja will be in the best shape of his life just kicking a ball for the field goal, bro. Think about it, guys. Think about it. It's not about being the smartest kid. I understand that now as an adult. It's about making money to put food on the table to feed you and yours, bro. Feed you and your family, bro. A punter. You think football money long, bro? No pun intended. Or not to be weird, but bro, baseball money, insane, buku amounts of money, bro. Here we go.
They're being empowered by NFL. There's going to be a little bit of confidence, and I think some of that confidence will come across as arrogance to NFL people because these kids now, they don't come in wide-eyed. They're driving new cars. They may own a condo.
Damn,
their
that shit annoying. Damn, hey, look, I ain't hating, bro. I ain't hating. I'm like, damn. I'm not hating, though. I'm just like, damn. I'm sitting here like, what's my life? What's wrong with my life? I'm like, what? Bruh. Shout out to the kids, man. Here we go.
Man, and not grovel to you. And I think a lot of NFL people are kind of used to quarterbacks coming in. Yes, sir. No, sir. Hey, coaches, they got more money than you do.
Damn. Damn, bruh. Yeah, it's money to be made out here, gentlemen. That's the moral of this story. Here we go.
This is something over the next 3 or 4 years to watch it play out. When I hear worst interview ever, that seems a little dramatic to me.
Yeah,
but I would say this to the media as well. Take a deep breath.
Yep.
This is just all information. Interviews matter.
Them niggas
they
got
were right
millions,
on Johnny Manziel.
bro.
I mean, Cam Newton's a great podcaster. Why? Because he's more personality. That's why in the NFL, he never had back-to-back winning seasons. But
Whoa.
What the hell, boy?
What's up with homie right here, yo? He throwing shots, bro.
What?
He throwing shots, bro. That boy throwing shots heavy. Shout out to Cam, man. Damn. Ninja threw like 3 shots right there. Did anybody see that? Here we go.
It was memorable. Like, that's what people said going into the Cam Newton draft. Like, he's a lot of personality, a little bit into Cam. Everybody freaked out. And that's actually why Cam's kind of a good podcaster. He's a performer. And that was what they said. The stuff is mostly right. Right? It was right on Johnny Manziel. And by the way, the people that loved Baker Mayfield, not everybody, but the people that loved him, they're
What
like,
do y'all
you can read
think,
the defense.
Bro? I don't know.
Teammates will love him. He's got a ton of confidence. They've been right on Baker Mayfield. And the critics of him, myself, were a little bit of ego, kind of immature, maybe not as good athletically as people think. And that was right, too. So don't overreact to this. I can see young people now coming into the sport with a little ego, a little confidence. They've been paid. They made money. It's not the end of the world. I think Shedeur's biggest issue is one that is well documented. Arm, mobility, size, his traits are okay. That
ninja throwing shots. What do y'all think, bro? This ninja throwing shots. Hey, let me know, because I mean, this is just me based off of, I don't watch Coach Prime and his sons. I got my own shit I'm doing. I made music and stuff. So y'all let me know what y'all think, bro. I don't know. Is this ninja throwing shots? I feel like this ninja throwing shots. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Here we go.
It's the issue. The interview stuff, this feels a little hot for me, but I can see everybody freaking out. This is unfair. No, it's not. It's totally fair. This is the game. This is what happens when you're a quarterback. Andrew Luck came out. Literally a perfect prospect. And people questioned his arm strength. It was like, you watched him. Do you ever think, Andrew Luck's a noodle arm. Other than that, he's fantastic. Like, everybody gets picked apart. Take a deep breath.
All right. Shout out to this brother right here. Shout out to my white brother right here. Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. Let me go back to TikTok real quick. And the question is, did he get snubbed? So far, we got majority saying, yeah, he got snubbed. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. We got 68% yes, 32% no with 22 votes. Let me go to TikTok real quick. Let's see if we can pull up some footage from the draft. And shout out to everybody who watched it. I personally did not watch it. And yesterday was Black Madam's birthday, so I was celebrating with her. So shout out to her. So I didn't actually watch it. 1 second. I'm pulling up TikTok. Here we go. Oh, and then shout out to, what's the ninja name? Travis Hunter. Shout out to Travis Hunter. How y'all feel about Travis Hunter? I seen him, crying about his dad and stuff. Here's Coach Prime real quick. We're going to pull up Travis Hunter too. Hold up.
3, I think at the latest. I said that he and Travis probably going to be 1 and 2, but it's probably going to be 2 and 3 or 1 and 2, 1 and 3. He's the only quarterback that has had, I think, 7 coordinators. He's the only quarterback that played every game, started every game in high school as well as college except 1. He's the only quarterback that stands in.
Shout out to Big Clip. Big Clip said he's going to Jacksonville with Travis and they're going to end up with Shiloh too. Just watched all this was orchestrated when they played for Jackson State. Hey, that's a good prediction. That's a good prediction. Shout out to Big Clip. Y'all go read that. That's a good prediction. Let's see if it happens.
And delivers. He reminds.
That would be a good team though. That'd be a real good team.
And me in a lot of ways. He's the son that has always been there. He didn't get mad or get upset and run to mommy. And Shedeur has always consistently been there.
Shout out to Shedeur, man. Let me see. We're going to pull up real quick. Let's pull up Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter got number 2, ain't it? Did he? Let me see. Travis Hunter. I believe he got number 2. He was the number 2 pick. Yeah, he was picked to the Jaguars. Shout out to Travis Hunter. Let's see.
All right, Jacksonville. You guys ready? Jacksonville. It's already in. Let's go!
And then and then this ninja got Lil Wayne with him, okay? That ninja got Lil Wayne with him. Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to them, bro. Hey, gentlemen, we got to go get some money, bro. These ninjas making millions. We sitting here looking like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. We got to go get some money. Here we go.
And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I know he was happy for him, but I know he was like, damn, that's supposed to be my son too. Shout out to Travis Hunter's girlfriend. Yeah, she's standing up this time. She's standing up this time.
And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.
Yeah, man, them girls gonna tighten up for that NFL money, bro. Them girls gonna tighten up for that NFL money. Travis Hunter doesn't want to miss Shedeur Sanders get his name called at the draft.
I'm also still trying to make sure I don't miss Shedeur get his name called because I want to be on the phone and I also want to talk to him. So I'm trying to hurry up as fast as I can.
Let me see. Here's him dancing on the stage. Here we go.
Rosie.
Yeah, y'all not giving me no copyrights, bro.
But what the hell, boy?
What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? So yeah, Big Clip said that he's going to Jacksonville with Travis and they're gonna end up with Shiloh too. Just watched all this was orchestrated when they played for Jackson State. Let me see. Shedeur. I even spelled ninja name. Shedeur Sanders. Let me see something real quick. Shedeur Travis. Here's the Sanders family watching Travis Hunter get drafted. Here we go. Hold on.
Select Travis Hunter.
Look at that boy, Trav.
These ninjas all got millions. I'm just so angry, bro. I'm not angry at them. I'm like, bro, I want millions too. Let me see. Let me see. No wonder Travis Hunter completely ignored blah, blah, blah. I don't know what they talking about. Here we go.
People don't understand that what they brought to the table. The main thing I think people forget is they didn't take any NIL. They just did it on the street because they're good kids. And they really took it off the field, not from the school. So,
hey, man, more of the story, man. Go get you some NIL money. What we talking about, bro? Go get you some money, man. That's the more of the story. Let's see. So ultimately, we came to find out on this stream that, yeah, based off of everything, we all feel like Shedeur was snubbed. Shout out to Big Clip. Big Clip got the best prediction. We gonna see. I gotta pull up next time, man. It says he's going to Jacksonville with Travis. Then they're gonna end up going with Shiloh too. So we gonna see if that play out. If that play out, hey man, you heard it here first on the Blac Pill. But That's today's morning show. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do the gaming show later. I don't know yet. In the gaming show, you know, I probably play Call of Duty. Y'all can vibe with me. We pop shit, talk shit about life. Y'all can ask me some questions. If I don't do it, I'll probably do another stream later. Y'all check out my streams. Y'all check out my links. Go to all my links, Black Adam. Y'all know what it is. Support. If you can't support, hit the like button. I appreciate everybody that tuned into the stream, man. I do this for you guys, man. Shout out to the core. Shout out to everybody watching the show. Y'all know what it is, bro. We in the building. Past that, we gonna close out with one of my songs. Y'all like rap music. Y'all know what it is. I do this music shit. Y'all add me to y'all playlist, man. Add them all platforms. Deuces.
Black Adam. Yeah.
Adam like a cheat, things is looking like it's out of mind. Like when I had my first baby, yeah, her name is Melody. Leave it on the ground, leave it in the leaf. I've been working hard, ain't been getting sleep, Coley. I could barely sleep, darky on the night, Coley Coles, a scary beast, so I barely speak. Life shit is so temporary, but it's necessary. All my shit is so extemporary. Niggas won't beef, damn that shit is so unnecessary. This Sigma shit is so hereditary. I just laid my granny in the cemetery. I'm black, bitch, I live every day like it's February. God gave me life clarity. Money over everything, even more than the air we breathe. Damn, it's all fake, even charity. No abiding by the rules, politicking had me fucked up. Cause it's all fake, even charity. I need clarity. Funk Uncle Sam, fuck the man who ruling on me. Told the government I'm out of school at 20. Now we celebrating black everything like they putting glue up on me. Yeah, I got a different attitude, I like altitude. Damn, who got the view up on me? Traffic talking on my celly. Traffic talking on my telly, cause I ain't phony. And I live in solitude, but I ain't never lonely. Yeah, adapt to the shit. Whooping all these niggas like I'm Batman and shit. Dash to the cash in the back with a brick. Passing the gas in the back of the whip. Excuse me, hold on, don't lose me. Fucking all these hoes like groupies. My life been a bitch, gon' do me. Add a little drink to the mix while I'm smoking on loose leaf. Chasing all these goals, man, my life been a movie. Blew 40 bands in the last few months, so well consume me. Yeah, I'm a vet, like shout out to a dog named Lucy. I've been singing all this shit since 18. A nigga had big dreams, go AT. Shout out to my auntie. Lately, I've been feeling like I need to get saved by the 18. Adam said the day go done, go evil, yeah. Shout out to my T.O. Shout out to a nigga named Rico, yeah. 10 case to the trio. Adam don't need no amigos, ayy. Yeah, running through the money and it's all for the prize of the greed. I'ma make a pact, man, I'll stick it to my creed. I'ma buy a coat and they all move for their feet. I can see these hoes, man, I'm blind like a geek. Looking in the mirror, it's like I already see. I'm reliving life, I don't really wanna die, cause I know the ground coming for the beat. I can go out bad, man, I'm challenging the past, it was calling me a freak. Now I got my foot up on the gas and it's green. Chasing all my goals to the team DG. This is not for show, this is bait to the toe, man, they better go vote when I run for the throne. I'm a pen black, I'm in love with my own.